That's right, but to my ears, I don't hear Ed. I don't hear Wolfie, even though Wolfie sounded great live. It's all, to me, it's all Dave.
Wait,
Dave.
she's a woman? It wasn't Wolfie and Ed?
It could have been, but just to me, it still sounds like Dave's voice over and over again. I just
Probably.
don't know.
I get a lot of Wolf on that in my ear.
Okay, I live, certainly, you can really hear it, but
Yeah.
Mike's the unsung hero of classic van-halen.
Oh, yeah, he's amazing. I mean, without his voice, In fact, did you hear there was an Australian tour video out of Somebody Get Me a Doctor with Gary, but Mike is singing lead on it. And he sounds amazing.
I saw that.
Yeah. I was thinking he could have been the singer of Van Halen. Maybe,
Yeah, he was doing that since the 2004 tour.
Right.
But yeah, he's awesome.
Great.
Dude, he's a sick musician. You
amazing.
got to be able to play, sing, and stand on your head and chew gum to live in that machine. Exactly.
Pat, whatever. Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing talent. They all are. But at the end of the day, it's the songs, it's the hooks,
Right.
the riffs. That's what people remember.
So anything else you want to say about today, Van Halen, anything
Yeah,
else?
I'll take my hat off to Joe Suma, who just walked away from us.
Right.
To go to the bathroom.
We interviewed him.
I give Joe a lot of credit for putting this event together.
That's awesome.
For doing a great job in putting this event together, organizing it, giving up his store,
Yeah.
setting stuff up.
Just the lost sales from today.
Yeah, he total lost sales for that. But I got to tell you, what I was saying before was this is out of positivity and the right reason to do something. These guys are all here because they're celebrating a musician that they admire, that
I think
love.
is the greatest guitar player of all time myself.
I do too.
I'm not biased or anything.
It's same, but it's no surprise coming from me. But this is a way for people to celebrate it in a positive light. They all share in it. It's not. No one's trying to one up each other. No one's trying to.
They're all great though. The kid,
The kid's amazing. The kid can smoke everyone up there. And you know what? And some guy will get up and play a song, and then someone else will do even better. So no, everyone encourages everyone here.
Right.
It's positivity, and that's what I like. And Joe's a great guy. He's a great friend. He distributes FU Tone and D-Tune and all that stuff out of his store. He really does this out of his love for the whole thing. And it's the right reason to do that. Oh, here he is. Now I got to stop. I was just saying what a jerk you are.
So Adam Reaver, now do you have a site or links or anything or Instagram?
Yeah, you could go to fu-tone, fu-tone.com or dtuna.com.
Excellent.
And,
It's amazing. The drop D, without having to twist the Allen wrench
on the fly.
Fantastic. Thank you for that invention. Thank
The
you.
whole reason I bought a guitar back in 1997 when the first PV Wolfgang came out was because it had the D-tune on it.
Wow.
And you couldn't get it separately. I'm like, I have to have this thing.
Now, what songs? There's a little trivia here. What songs are in drop D on Van Halen? I know Unchained.
Okay.
What else do you got? Well, wait, we know. Let's see what he's got.
I'm not an expert on that, but I know that Love Power from the Mama Head by George Lynch is in drop D.
We're talking about
Van Halen, I know.
boy here.
Let's see. What else is in drop D? Anything else on Fair Warning? You know what? I'm stumped. So
Fair Warning, you got Unchained.
Right, Unchained.
Center Swing.
Oh, I didn't know
Hear
that.
about it later.
Oh, wow.
Technically, 1 foot out the door, there's a part where he goes
Okay.
doing the drop D.
No, I didn't know that.
Did he do drop D on any other albums? I'm trying to think.
Drop Dead Legs.
Okay.
Secrets.
Secrets is in drop D.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Don't tell me.
Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do.
Okay.
Amsterdam, Staying on Balance.
Oh, okay.
Staying on Balance, Beluchitherium? Is that how you say it?
I think so, right. Oh, okay. I have one for you. What are the tunings on of the guitar on Top Jimmy? What's of the intro?
That's right in your wheelhouse.
I think it's D.
I mean, I know if I get a guitar in front of me, I can tune it.
Okay.
Because you play it on the 12th fret harmonics.
Right. Well, you go to 5 and 7 too, don't you? Ding.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's all, exactly. You don't deviate from that.
I don't remember them myself, but I know it was. I think 3 or 4 strings. It's almost like a Keith Richards, type of.
Yeah, it's an open D7. Is what it is. That's what the tuning is. But I can't name those notes now because I've.
Yeah, I can't name them either. I don't know the notes. I know the strings, but that's it. I can't name any. I can't read on the guitar, so I can read on the piano.
Drop D. I'm missing one. It's About Time.
Okay. Great. Wow.
Oh, hold on.
He's not done.
I don't think I can stump you guys on anything.
I think that's it.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
And this one,
I would go with that for now.
yeah, that's probably.
Someone's going to write in or make a
Right,
comment.
I know.
It's
We're
"These guys
getting in the
suck.
weeds."
They forgot this.
They missed.
suck.
That's how it. That's
Well,
how
it's
it
really
goes.
important to know this. In
But
order
Van
to
Halen
live.
fans, I was saying earlier to someone, Van Halen fans are some of the most passionate,
We are.
psychotic, really opinionated people on the planet.
Yeah.
And it's almost like there was a post on Facebook a few months ago. I felt bad for the guy. He's like, he posted a guitar that had it was the paint job of the guitar from the Hard Rock that he donated to one of those things. He's like, hey, I just did my first 5150. What do you think of it? And people just went fucking off.
I hate that so many people have a voice now that don't deserve it. If you have nothing nice to say, stay home
and I
just keep it to yourself.
And people went nuts, and I chimed in and said, hey, dude, listen, if you're on a forum like this and you're going to call a guitar a 5150, you have to understand how sacred that guitar is to so many people, and you can't use it loosely and apply it to any guitar with stripes on it. You're going to just lose and get a bunch of abuse like this. Because I said, Ed heads are a really rough crowd. I'm just telling you.
They are like piranha. They will turn on each other and eat each other.
Yes, each other.
Yeah.
Facebook, Van Halen Facebook wars have gotten. I'm not going to get it, but yes, they've gotten really.
Okay, now, I have a grenade to throw into this.
Go ahead.
Who's the greatest guitar player, or the better guitar player? Eddie Van Halen or Jimi Hendrix?
You can't answer that. I'm not trying to quote Eddie, but there is no better. There's just different and who you dig. But I will say, who was the more influential guitar player? There's no question. It's him.
I don't disagree with anything you said, but I will say this, because I'm a huge Hendrix fan as well. There aren't two other guys that have changed the instrument more than those two guys, not just in the way they're played, but in the way they're built. And Hendrix did something that nobody else did before him, and a lot of people took pieces of it and ran in different directions up. And Eddie Van Halen did something that nobody did before him, and everyone took pieces of that and ran in different directions too.
Right.
But there aren't two more influential players.
Innovative, yeah.
I have to admit that
Style and building and how to coax the sound from their head out of a guitar with what was available.
Stupid question. This is, and I'm not. I mean, I'm embarrassed to ask this, but I'm going to ask it. And being way more knowledgeable about guitar building, you probably know. But did Eddie invent potting pickups?
I don't know.
Because he talked about dipping his pickups in paraffin wax and all that stuff, right? But now it's a common practice among building guitars.
I don't know if anyone did that before him or not, and that's a good question. And
I just don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was his. Everyone knows the story. He took a humbucker
And felted it,
and put it into a Strat style body, and because he liked the whammy on one and the fatness of the other.
Right.
How many guitars, how many quote super Strats are on the market today that are built around his design?
Yeah. Endless.
Strat scale, tremolo, humbuckers. Period.
Floyd Rose.
Take that off of for your shelf. What do you have left? You have regular Strats and regular Les Pauls.
Now, so since I know everything Van Halen has done, but Hendrix, it sounds like you would know the answer. If someone was going to say Hendrix was a better or was more influential, what would their argument be? What would the basis of that be? Because I don't know it too well.
It's a great question, and again, it's to quote Joe, who quoted Eddie, who's exactly right. It's not a competition. It's not like it's not like jumping hurdles or running a race. It's different styles, different vibes, and so many people are great. For me, what Hendrix did was the way he handled the guitar, the way he actually played it, like those amps that he used in the day, those early Marshalls. They weren't meant to do what they did.
But he made him do it.
Right. He drove the shit out of it, put everything on 10, and put a fuzz in front of it. That stuff was made to strum, Rickenbacker 12 strings, be crystal clear. Distortion wasn't, what the thing was going after. The guitar players found that. And Hendrix you could see guys, they're so good, and you see how hard they practiced. But only 2 or 3 guys in my eyes, it's not coming from how hard they practice. It's coming from a different place. It's coming from some natural place. It's Hendrix and Eddie that it popped out of their hands. Not like, man, I worked on this tongue twister all month. It's just like, it's like, hey, how'd you do that? It's like, I don't know, just did it.
That's a common...
And then there's other guys who are great, like Vi and stuff, that will sit there and work out every note.
They're technicians. And that's cool too, but it's not the same. Because you just said something I've heard Ed say now and again in interviews. How'd you come up with that? I don't know. I just did it.
Well, if you play from the time you wake up till the time you go to sleep since you're 12 years old,
that's one thing. And I know plenty of guys that are like that are that good. But I don't know many guys or any other guys that just have that thing where it didn't come from living with a guitar around their neck day and night.
Right.
It just comes from somewhere else. It's bizarre, and it's bizarre to watch up close. It's insane.
Someone in it? No, go ahead.
It's crazy.
Well, we're in line though.
There's guys upstairs playing these songs today that are playing them at such a high level. I mean, perfect.
And volume.
Yeah.
I know. What?
But they'll sit there and play these songs, and you could tell they practice their asses
The kid,
off.
especially.
The kids.
Every note was perfect.
But every note you hear here, every one of these guys worked for it.
Right.
They practiced. They studied it. They watched it. They had a friend show them, hey, man, how do you do this? YouTube now, thank God. If I had that when I was a kid.
I know. Tell me about
it'd be amazing. But there's no one that's just like it just came from somewhere else. I think that's a separating factor. That's
did it. He's fucking played it.
It's a huge separating factor. Hendrix had that too.
And this is a little trivia. I'm sure you probably know this, but what Hendrix's middle name was? James
Marshall?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's how cool is that?
Well, that's awesome. Like Chris Martin plays a Martin.
There you go. All right.
Some parents plan ahead for these endorsements.
Right.
Well, great. Well, so Adam Reaver and Joe Suma, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you
for putting on this amazing
man.
event. Thank you for what you've done with D-Tuna and
This is
FU Tune and
I can't wait to listen to this.
Everything you did up at 5150, my goodness.
This is something, man. This is an event. This is a great event, and we appreciate Joe, and I appreciate all the guys that come out.
Overall, I have to say, it's just so incredibly touching to see how one guitar player has affected so many people. I mean, these guys are so into it. And, I just don't know of any musician, maybe, I don't know, Mozart? But I can't think of any musician in the rock era that you would actually have a convention for one guitar player. Maybe there are other ones, I don't know. There's tons of tribute bands for other bands. There's a lot of Van Halen tribute bands. A lot of these guys are from Van Halen tribute bands. But I just have never seen this kind of dedication to one guitar player, and I think it just points out, how influential and amazing Eddie Van Halen is. And even 41 years after the first album came out, and even 4 years after the band last toured, it's just really touching to see how he affects so many people. And, I can only imagine, it's probably going to be forever that people will always remember what a great and pivotal moment it was when that first Van Halen album came out. In fact, one of the guys was saying when he first heard Eruption, he thought it was like a spaceship or something. So anyway, that's my report. Had an absolute blast, and looking forward to going to next year's EVH Con, and would encourage anyone else to go as well. And I hope to go to every one from now on. This is Dan Nainan, reporting remotely from EVH Con. Thank you.
It's the whole experience of being together, of creating together, performing together, arguing.